G'day everyone, Buck up in North Queensland in the bloody O'Brien's Creek Galah Sanctuary. They are going apeshit this morning, absolutely apeshit. Hey, this morning's clip, I hope you can see me alright, the sun's out there and hopefully it's not shining in the camera. I'm going to do a damper this morning. It's almost smoko time, and this recipe came to me from a lady, and I can't remember your name, sorry, and I thought that sounds really interesting. I'm going to give it a go. It's a pumpkin and cheese damper. So how am I going to do it? 3 cups of self-raising flour, 1 or possibly 2 cans of just rich creamy pumpkin soup, okay, and grate some cheese in, and we're going to do it in the Bedourie camp oven, everyone. So I've got to watch the heat with the Bedourie, however you say it. How do you say that? Bedourie. And so what I'm going to do now is get the camp oven on now, just to preheat it. Always preheat your camp oven when you're going to do a damper. So I'll do that now, and then we'll come back and we'll make the damper mix. Righto. So we just want to, we don't want too much heat underneath, so better coals over here. That'll do. As I said, we don't want it too hot. We'll burn the arse out of the damper. That'll do. Righto. Let's preheat that camp oven, eh? That, and lids are lined up, righto. Rightio, so 3 cups roughly self-raising flour. If you want to make a beautiful damper, a sweet damper, guys, or scones, same thing. 3 self-raising flour, 1 cup of pouring cream, 1 cup of lemonade. Beautiful. So we're going to precisely measure out 3 cups, everyone. 1, 2, I'm going to sieve me flour. I had a sieve in the shed, although I might as well use it. 3, beautifully measured out. There's a bit in there, or there you go. Done. There we go there. I reckon we might only need, which one will I use? Campbell's or Coles? I use the Campbell's one, eh? It's a well-known brand, isn't it, Campbell's, for soups and everything. So just Campbell's rich and creamy pumpkin soup. So this is basically what's going to provide the liquid, like any damper, guys. Water, milk, ginger beer, you can just use anything as the liquid. But this one here, who remembers, who's old enough to remember Flo Peterson, everyone, the wife of Sir Joe, who was the Queensland Premier back in the 70s and early 80s, and she was famous for her pumpkin scones. Probably she put through proper mashed pumpkin through that, but this is, yeah, this is really, I'll just use the whole can. There we go there. And what I'm going to do, everyone, is at the same time I'm going to mix the cheese through as well. So I'll put a little bit of 3 cheese mix in there. I want to save some for the pizzas tonight. Pizza cook up coming. Camp oven pizzas with Dave from Horizon Touring Products, guys, his pizza tray. So we're going to do that tonight. So this is just a blocker. Bloody cheddar cheese. Look at the Yanks. We've all got pepper jack, and Yanks have got so many different brands of cheeses. You probably get them here if you look for them, I guess, but always just seems to be bloody cheddar cheese or parmesan. That's about it. So about a cup of cheese, the recipe said. Nice cheesy damper. With a damper, you can do a savoury damper. You put anything through there. I've done cheese and jalapeno before. That was a nice damper. The cheese and the pickled jalapeno, sliced jalapenos you get out of the jar. You put olives through there, sun-dried tomatoes for a savoury damper I'm talking about. The good thing is, Ross said the other day, he said just do a normal damper, flour, water and a pinch of salt, and that way you can use it for savoury or sweet. You can put jam on or whatever. So let's get a fork, bring this together, mix him up. Hopefully you can see that. Mixaroo. I just use a fork, guys, and the less you have to use your hands, the better, I reckon. Rather than crack another, this is going to be too dry. There's some galahs out here, eh? There's one in front of the camera at the moment too. So, yeah, that's a little bit dry. But rather than crack another can of pumpkin soup and bloody waste half of it, guess I could heat it up over the fire, and doesn't need a lot more liquid. I'll just keep mixing for now, just a tiny bit more. That's why I don't want to crack another soup. What I might do is, I've got a jerry of water. I'm just going to have a little splash of water. Just a splash. Oh, I had water there, idiot. Yeah, that'll be plenty now. Now it's a bit wet. I shouldn't have done that last little bit, and we'll fix that. Let's sieve a little bit more flour in there. When you're cooking out bush, guys, don't get mixed up with bloody measurements and stuff. Just get in and have a crack. That should be the new channel saying, have a crack. Don't be a diddly donk and have a crack. Yeah, this will be right. Just a little bit more flour. That was a little bit wet. When you're adding your liquid, just a little bit at a time. Because if you do put a bit too much like I just did then, you've then got to go and add more flour and bloody keep mixing. So, oh, that's got a nice orange colour to it. Rightio. Now this is the worst bit. And as soon as possible after you have something like that, rinse it. Don't let it set, because it sets like concrete. That I found out the other day, behind the scenes. Old Buck forgot to clean it straight away, and there was a lot of cleaning going on in the background. A little bit more. This is where I'm going to use my hand now. Clean hands, everyone. Clean bush hands. And if you speak to, I used to need my dampers like bread. King Brown, the camp oven king, Ron, he said, no, don't need dampers too much, eh? That's the trick. Bread, yeah. Dampers, no. Just bring them together. Give them a bit of a pat down to bring it all together. So there, that's just about ready to go. Just shape that a bit. Rightio. What I'm going to do now is get the lid off the camp oven, and I'm going to sprinkle a bit of flour in the bottom so it doesn't stick, and then we'll get our damper in. I reckon in about 25 minutes we should be good to go. Righto. Get the lid off. That on a rock. Sprinkle of flour so she doesn't stick. Righto. Give this a bit of a... Oh, that's going to be too hot, everyone. Too hot. too hot, I can tell. That's burning that flour. I've got too many coals underneath. Too hot. I could see that flour burning straight away. That's what we don't want. Don't want too much heat under the Bedourie. Righto, give that a go. Pop him in, pat him down a bit. Righto, lid on. That off. Now, let's get some heat on top. Move that out a bit. Righto, I'm going to check that in 20 minutes. I did a sneaky check, guys, and I'll put the knife in and it didn't come out clean, and then I think it was just melted cheese. I think the dough's cooked and it was just the melted cheese. I reckon she's done. Let's take this lid off. Clip them on the lid without trying to get bloody dust and that in there. Yeah. Judging by the colour, that is fine. So I'll get this off. Yeah, you can tell. Got that dull thud, that's what we want. Sit him up there. Righto. Nah, I'm gonna glove it. Rightio. That'll work. There we go. Big shadow out of the way. Tell you what, that doesn't look too bad. What's the bottom like? Oh yeah, look at that. Lucky I took that heat off the bottom, eh? That's fine on the bottom. It's just a bit of flour. It's all, dust that off. Now I don't want to go in there, I'm going to let that, that's not a bad looking damper if I do say so myself. I'm going to let that cool down a little bit before I slice, everyone, so that cheese will still be a bit melted. So you probably think, oh, it feels soft, but that's the cheese. Let that cool down. I'll put a tea towel or something over it so the birds don't get to it. The old Happy Jacks, they'd love that. We'll see you soon, eh? For the slice up and the taste test. All I'm doing is having butter on it. Righto, there you go, everyone. She's done. I've let it, it's still warm inside. And you're probably thinking, what happened to the middle slice? Well, young fella that works for Simon here, the caretaker, he just delivered down a couple of bags of firewood. And I said, here, have a slice, take it back, and let me know what you reckon of it. So he's having half a slice, and Simon, the caretaker's having half a slice. So what I'm going to do, I hope it's nice because they're going to be the guinea pigs. I'm going to try this bit off the end here with some butter on it. I better do the taste test because if it's horrible, I won't give Roz a piece, and then I'll cut some for Roz and let her have some. This is not a good bread and butter knife, this one. So all you have on this isn't something you'd have your golden syrup and that on, guys. More of a savoury one. Cheese and pumpkin. So it's nice and warm still, so that butter should melt in. Might get a little bit more. Right up to the end. Yeah, I put the knife in at this thing and it come out and it was a bit, and I thought, oh, it's not done. But you can tell by the outside, it was just the cheese that was melted inside. That was what was sticking to the thing, but it's certainly cooked on the outside. It's got a nice crust, which is what you want on a damper. Oh. That's the butter I can taste. Butter's nice, isn't it? Nice and fluffy. Outside is fine. Another couple of minutes, it's still crunchy enough. Not too bad. I like it with a real good crust on the outside. Some people don't like it like that, I do, but certainly cooked through. I've nailed another one, guys. Thank goodness. Crumb just went down the wrong way. Thank goodness I saw that flour burn at the start. I had it too hot. So if you cook them with spun steel, make sure your heat's low on underneath, okay? Don't want to burn the arse out of it. Have most of your heat on top. But that's a successful damper. Very nice. Bit of Worcestershire sauce in there now will be nice. Hope you've enjoyed this one. That's the second damper I've nailed on this one. I nailed the one the other day too, just a plain damper. Self-raising flour, water and a pinch of salt. That's what I didn't put in there. Salt. Roz, I forgot the salt. Bit of salt through there. That's what I forgot, the magic ingredient. Got to have a pinch of salt. Even in your sweet dampers, I reckon, put a pinch of salt in. That's light, fluffy. That is bloody good damper. How good is it? You could have golden syrup on that. It's not savoury. You could put golden syrup on that, that'd be fine. Look at it, just fluffy. Absolutely beautiful. Next time you go out camping, have a go. Put yourself out of your comfort zone a bit and have a go at cooking something you haven't tried before. If you stuff it up, you get it right the next time. Another Aussie campfire kitchen just up here, and the neighbours walked past. Aussie campfire kitchen banged into the ground. Good stuff. Alright, that's enough. Roz is hungry. Be good to each other, eh? Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe if you haven't done so. Lots more cook-ups coming up, eh? Catch you next time. See ya.